And welcome back to World Sports Show. Charlie Flo here at World Sports Show. You're listening on WPPN LP on the internet at www.phillycam.org/listen. On the line, we have Roy Dames, head coach of Chicago Red Stars. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Good. You guys had a pretty busy week. I mean, those are the tough weeks when you have the two games to prepare for, the early week or late week game and then the weekend game. How does that change your preparations going into the week?
Well, yeah, having to play the 3 games in 8 days was a little rough, but try to game plan a little bit for what you think your lineup will be on the front end and what your lineup could be midweek. And then when you get to the third game, you just play whoever can still physically move.
Yeah, so I was going to say, sometimes it's a result-driven lineup or it's just who's got 2 working legs, right?
Absolutely.
Especially you have like international call-offs that have been going on, and I'm sure that's something that you have to keep in the back of your mind. You know, you had a lot of these games where the U.S. players went and played against Mexico, and you have other international players playing games that, I mean, that's probably one of the tougher parts of this part of the season when you're dealing with all those international call-ups and just trying to find a healthy 18 or healthy 11.
Yeah, it definitely makes it an interesting challenge, but you also want those players on your team and in the league because they raise the level of the league and they raise the standards and they make it better for everybody. So you got to take the good with the bad when you have the internationals here and when they're not here. Obviously, our biggest issue has just been trying to get healthy and the injuries we have on our team and hoping that we have 13 or 14 players available each week.
Yes, definitely a long season. I mean, you guys are sitting in second place, had a good week. You know, what is the things you tell a team to, just to keep on top? Because you've had times like that before where you guys sat early in the top of the table.
Yeah, our focus has just been on getting better and growing as a group, and we've instilled some new principles this year and how we want to play and how we want to do things, and the group's really worked hard to get better at those and buy into those, and really that's where all of our time and effort and energy has been. We haven't got too caught up with points or wins or losses. We know we're going to have to get so many points to get to where we want to go when it's all said and done, but our 2 biggest priorities have been growing as a group and trusting the process that we're involved in, and then trying to get our players healthy.
And you've got quite a cast of young players now, and players that are just emerging to be household names. Like one that really sticks out to me is like Casey Short. Just seeing her, getting time with the national team and development of her game. Like how big of a piece is she in you moving forward?
Well, unfortunately, we haven't been able to have her involved in anything that we've done yet this year. So our biggest priority with her has been getting her healthy and trying to get her back. But obviously, Casey's 1v1 defending is as good, if not better, than anybody else in the league.
Yeah. Her
ability to cover a side for us, we let her get exposed because we know she can handle it. She gets forward into the attack. The adversity that she's gone through to get to this point makes her appreciate it that much more. And that rubs off on everybody else because she's such a positive influence in the group. So she's a big part of our team and a big part of what we do. And, we're going to continue to be patient and careful with her because we don't want to have any setbacks with her, but we're obviously eager to get her back.
Definitely. So other situations, you guys added some coaching staff, some new assistant coaches and made a blockbuster trade with Kerr, you still want to keep the same image of what team you are, but how does that change your dynamics with the coaching staff changing and adding a player like Kerr?
Well, I mean, the coaching staff has been a night and day difference. I mean, Craig and Gary are outstanding. They've raised the level internally for us. Jordy's better, Evan's better, Brian's better because Craig and Gary are here. It gives us a lot more resources. We can get a lot more done as a staff. Get a lot more done in training, preparation, scouting. And both of them have very different personalities, and they're both very good at what they do, and what they do are two very different things. And the people that have benefited the most from it, besides myself selfishly, are the players. The players understand the value of having them and what they bring to the group. So it's very appreciative of Arnhem being willing to let me bring in not one but 2 of them. And I definitely picked the right 2 for this year. I'm very pleased.
Also, when we see the growth of the women's game, and I think that Chicago's been a team that has had its ups and downs with just finding a home and finding stadiums. I mean, I'm sure getting to play, right in an MLS style stadium is really kind of helped you, expose yourself as a team, and just, getting that work and getting those doubleheaders with the Chicago Fire. I'm sure that really just helps your brand and helps your image in the city.
Of course, it raises the level of professionalism. The beauty about our team and our club is we don't forget where we came from. And I think that's probably one of the biggest downfalls in at least this league is people quickly forget where they came from. But we don't forget where we came from. We don't forget our time at Benedictine and training out on the grass field at Oak Brook and the evolution that it's taken to get to be able to train at Toyota Park full-time, for the players to have a locker room there full-time, for the coaches to have a locker room there. To be able to call Toyota Park home is something we're very proud of, and we know it's a privilege, not something that we're entitled to, but it's something that we have to work and earn to get to, and every time we get to play there, we know it's a privilege.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we talk a lot about on the show about, coaching education, how important it is, and, like the convention being in Chicago this year, I'm sure you guys are looking forward to having, such a large convention and just the interacting with coaches coming up in a year from now.
Yeah, this is probably going to be horrible to say, but I did not know that the convention was in Chicago until you just said that. So,
well, now you got your calendar set up. I'll help you out.
Yeah, it's usually in Philly, and then we're in Cali. So yeah, that'll make the draft actually a lot more exciting, won't it? So, I mean, the Chicago's a great city, so to be able to have all of those soccer minds gather in our hometown and right in our backyard will be great. And like I said, being able to have the draft in our town and get some of our players out there and some of our fans out there, get our local 134 out there for the draft, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some of the goals you put in front of the team, during the preseason as it went along, and things that you've discussed with them, what you guys are targeting in 2018?
I think the biggest thing we've discussed is, who we were as opposed to who we are. Wanting to have a culture that promotes a growth mindset. And then, taking on this new endeavor, we've given the players a lot more responsibility and a lot more freedom on the field, a lot more willingness to let them express themselves and take chances. So, the trust the process is very cliche, as I know, but it's something that we've embraced because, we are on a new process. We were able to get to a certain point doing what we were doing, and it was a point that 6 other teams would have loved to have gotten to, but unfortunately it didn't get us to the finish line that we wanted to get to. So we took a step back and changed our roster a bit and changed our style. And so it's exciting because it's fresh and it's new, and we're all learning every day, players and staff together. And it's a very rewarding experience to see the players growing and see how hard they're working.
So one thing that I really love about the NWSL versus a lot of the other leagues throughout the world is the parity that every single game you have to game plan 100% because it's almost a flip of a coin. You rarely see blowouts. There's never a game where you walk in saying, okay, this is going to be a 5-0 easy win, which we see like an EPL all the time, where it's not even that enjoyable to watch when you kind of know the result. What has it been like as a coach for you to coach in this league where every single week it could be win, loss, or draw? It's hard to predict.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's appealing about the league, right? I mean, the competitiveness. All of the coaches in the league are ultra competitive, and we all get along, and we all enjoy each other, and we all have a high level of respect for one another because we've all been in the grind. But we all want to win. So getting to know who the coaches are and how you prepare for Laura as opposed to how you prepare for Mark or how you prepare for Paul, I mean, they're all different. So not only are they all really good coaches and they all have good teams, everybody has their own style that they play, and how you prepare for each one of them is a little bit different. So you grow a ton as a coach and as a staff. You constantly have to do the work and be on top of your game, and if you try to take a day off or take a shortcut, you get found out quick.
Yeah, well, Coach, I really appreciate you calling in last minute. We had a guest fall through, and really appreciate you stepping in and helping us out by being on the show. I mean, it's great that you doing this, and wish your team the best success, and hope you see you guys in the playoffs.
Appreciate it, Charlie.
All right, thanks a lot. It's Coach Rory Dames, head coach of Chicago Red Stars, who currently sit in second place. Be great to see them get in the playoffs. Like I said,
Thank you for watching a World Sports Show production. For more info, go to worldsportsshow.com.